The zoo also has predator animals, of course. If we don't use these animals to feed them, we'd have to order sides of beef from somewhere.
Despite the protests that came from around the world.
Shot dead.
Marius. People love giraffes.
Murderer.
These are perfectly healthy animals, but zoos are slaughtering them to save money. Let's dive deeper into the why. But before we do so, a quick bit of housekeeping before we continue. If you haven't already, why don't you do me a favor and click the subscription and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content like this. Also, give this video a thumbs up, and for engagement's sake, just comment an emoji in the comment section. I'm not asking for an arm or a leg. It doesn't cost you anything. Just support me continue doing what I'm doing and bringing these videos out for you. Thank you very much appreciated. What I'm about to tell you might change the way you see zoos forever. Imagine you're the owner of a zoo and you've got families queuing up to see your exotic animals like tigers, lions, and the polar bear whatsoever. There is no denying that it is a magical experience seeing these phenomenal animals close up. Kids are mesmerized by it and parents are happy to pay for it. But then something unexpected happens. A global event, for example, that just shut down the flow of visitors and revenue. So as a zoo owner, you can't just lock the gates and walk away and wait till everything is over. No, you still have hundreds, if not thousands of animals to care for, from feeding to medical care. All this without an influx of revenue. And therefore, many of them are really pushed to make some really tough decisions. I'm not going to draw comparisons because it is very different. But like any business out there, if they hit tough times, what do they do first? They're trying to cut on their labor force. And with zoos, they had to look at their animal populations a little differently. And the sad truth is, not all animals bring the same amount of revenue. Big ticket animals like lions and tigers attract crowds, while smaller or less popular animals might not be as profitable. So a few sanctuaries turned to drastic solutions, reducing their population by euthanizing less profitable animals and feeding them to the bigger, more profitable ones. It really does sound shocking, but when survival is on the line, some zoos really saw this as the only way forward. Whether it is good or not, I'll let you make that decision. Let me know in the comment section below. But many zoos that you see still open today might have done something like this. I'm not going to name names, but one zoo in North Europe, for example, facing financial ruin, they publicly announced that their last resort would be to euthanize some animals and prioritize keeping their star attractions, a massive polar bear, alive. And the polar bear was way too valuable to lose, as he was the reason why many visitors visited and came to the zoo in the first place. Now at this point you would think, okay, they really were in dire financial need. They wanted to continue providing the service that they do by keeping animals locked in cages for people to come and, look at them. But here's the disturbing part. This isn't just a response to a one-off crisis. Now, it turns out that euthanizing healthy animals in zoos isn't a new thing. In fact, thousands of animals are euthanized in European zoos every year. Why? The same reason as always. Money. Even healthy animals with no immediate health issues are sometimes euthanized because their genetics don't fit a zoo's breeding program. For example, a young giraffe in Copenhagen named Marius was euthanized because his genetic profile was deemed too common. And despite public outcry and the other zoos offering to take him in, Marius was slaughtered and fed to the lions in front of onlookers.
This giraffe walked out here at 9:15. It was let out into its yard over there. Then there was a zookeeper with some rye bread. It really likes rye bread, and he said, "Here you go, Marius, here's some rye bread." I stood behind with a rifle, and when he put his head forward and ate the rye bread, then I shot him through the brain. It sounds violent, but it means that Marius had no idea of what was coming. He got his bread, then he died.
Followed the shooting was a public carving of the carcass. A British zoo had offered to give Marius a home, and an online petition resulted in more than 25,000 signatures. Instead, he will provide the meals for other animals in the zoo, with officials confirming the carcass would be fed to its lions, polar bears and tigers.
How the zoo killed this giraffe, shot it instead of lethal injection. Tell me why.
That's because if we shoot it, we can feed it to the carnivores afterwards. If we do it with an injection, we cannot feed it to anybody. Then we just have to dispose of the meat or just throw it away, which would be crazy.
And I can't help but look at it in a way that it's not anymore about survival of the fittest, but rather survival of the most marketable. Now, we all know that zoos have in a way always been about human control over nature, or in many cases just showing off. Thousands of years ago, kings and queens would collect exotic animals to display their power and wealth. We see this phenomenon even today, where people have so much money, for example in the Middle East, and they buy themselves a lion and just chill and watch Netflix with it. And again, the more dangerous and rare the animal, the more impressive is the collection. And zoos, in my opinion, are literally just a natural evolvement from these private collections to a form of public entertainment. And the narrative has changed a little bit, where in the modern era they're not only about showing off anymore, but rather about education and conservation. But even with these noble goals, the reality of some zoos hasn't changed as much as we might like to believe. And fast forward to today, they have successfully rebranded themselves as champions of wildlife conservation. Many promote themselves as saving endangered species, building environments that replicate the animals' natural habitats, and educating the public about the importance of protecting the natural world. I can never say for sure that every zoo out there is following these unethical practices. While some zoos are doing real conservation work, many others contribute only a tiny percentage of their revenues to these programs. And in fact, less than 5% of most zoos' income goes towards genuine conservation efforts. But animals in these zoos, life in captivity can be anything but educational and enriching. Many zoo animals naturally develop behavioral problems from being confined, such as pacing back and forth, rocking, or even self-harming. This is known as zoochosis, and it's a clear sign that something is very wrong. In some cases, animals will do anything to escape. Lions trying to jump over enclosures, or elephants trying to break out, which is, in my opinion, a clear sign that these are still wild animals, never mind if you keep them their entire lives behind bars.
Killer whale grabs his feet and pulls him underwater for close to a minute. Then it brings him to the surface, where the trainer pets the whale, tries to calm it, only to be yanked down again.
Experienced trainer killed by an elephant he helped raise.
Chilling new video and audio just released from deputies who responded to that tiger attack at a Florida zoo.
Get out. Get out. Don't run. Hey!
A terrifying incident at a zoo in Phoenix. A woman attacked and seriously hurt by a jaguar while trying to take a selfie next to the animal's cage.
So what can we do about it, and where does that leave us? Now, the truth is, not all zoos are created equally. While some are doing incredible work to protect animals, others still treat them as commodities. So it's up to us, the visitors or consumers of that entertainment, if you want to call it so, to support the zoos that prioritize animal welfare and conservation. Do your research, ask questions. If something doesn't feel right, don't be scared or afraid to speak up. It's not an easy conversation, but one that needs to be had. So thank you very much for sticking with me through this topic. I would really love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's drive some awareness around this topic. Because I believe together we can really make a difference for the animals. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do it now. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to press the notification bell so you're always updated when I upload a new video on my channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.